This is me. I'm your instructor for the course. My name is Lori Dushoni, and I have been teaching sociology at Ohlone College for about 6 years. I've been teaching sociology altogether for about 13 years, and I just love my job. I love working with you students, and I hope that you will feel free to get in touch with me whenever you have any questions or want to talk about anything related to the course. I have office hours on Wednesdays at the Newark campus from 4:50 to 5:50 in the Newark Portables NP2, and you can feel free to come see me in person or email me, and we can set up a time to talk by phone or meet on campus otherwise. I wanted to tell you a little more about myself. This is my second career, actually. I used to design clothes for a living, and then I decided to go back to school and get my degrees in sociology and teach you all, and I've been doing it ever since. I live in Santa Cruz, California, and I have one son who is probably similar in age to a lot of you. He goes to community college like you all. And I have one little dog who sits next to me when I make these recordings, and you might hear her in the background every now and again. All right, so I'm going to take myself off the screen and get started on the lecture. So before we get started any further, I wanted to ask you to pause the video. If you haven't already done so, open your lecture quiz. The lecture quiz is found beneath the lecture in modules on Canvas. So go ahead and open that, and I'm going to be giving you the answer to the questions on the lecture quiz. There are only 5 of them, but this is a way that I can ensure that you've listened to this particular video, because this one's an important one where I will be giving the overview of the course. So go ahead and pause and then take it out, and I'm going to give you the answer to the first quiz question. Okay. So hopefully you're back. This course is, as I said before, an introduction to sociology. In sociology, we study the social world. Our textbook author, Dalton Conley, says sociology is making the familiar strange. And what he means by that is that we look at the things that we're used to looking at in the social world, like our interactions at school, our work relationships, the norms of our culture, the media. We look at these things and we look at them in a new way through the lens of the sociological imagination. So your first quiz question asks you, what does our textbook author, Dalton Conley, say? He says that sociology is making the familiar strange. So go ahead and mark that answer, and we will continue. So I wanted to begin by talking about the materials that you need in the course. There are 3 materials required in this course. First of all, there's the textbook called You May Ask Yourself by Dalton Conley. You can use either the 5th or the 6th edition. The advantage to the 6th edition, buying a new copy of the 6th edition, is that it gives you automatic access to Inquisitive, which is the learning tool that we will be using in this course and is your second required material. We will be using Inquisitive starting in week 2, and so you will need to acquire it this week one way or another. You can either acquire it through purchasing a new copy of the 6th edition of the textbook or purchasing access to the digital ebook. Otherwise, you can rent or buy a used copy of the textbook and then purchase access to Inquisitive through the course for $20. And I've given you instructions on how to do so in the announcements in Canvas. The other required material that we have in this class is a feature documentary called Inequality for All. This is available on Netflix, streaming, for free if you have a subscription. Otherwise, you can rent it on Amazon for $3.99. It is also available in most public libraries to borrow, and it is also on Course Reserve for our course in the Ohlone College Library. Next is an overview of the course requirements. We have reading, obviously, lectures. Each week there will be recorded lectures. There's a quiz like this only in the first week, so you don't have to worry about it for other weeks. But there are multiple recorded lectures in each week that you should listen to. We have weekly assignments. There's Inquisitive. There is a writing assignment called the Visual Sociology Collection and blog. And there are 2 exams. So I'd like to go over each of those in a little more detail. So as I said, there are weekly lectures. I record lectures just like this one each week, and they are found under each week's module. There are usually 1, 2, or 3 recordings each week, probably 1 or 2 each week. The lectures are made available on Wednesdays of each week, and the week 1 lecture, the one I'm in now, is available now. The week 2 lecture will be available next Wednesday. It is really essential to listen to the lectures each week. They are essential for success in this course. I give a lot of material in the lectures that's not available in the book and that is included on the exams and in the assignments. It's best to listen to the recordings before Thursdays when assignments start being due, since I often discuss upcoming assignments for that week. I also provide the lecture slides from the videos each week after the lecture is completed. Like I said, there are no lecture quizzes in this class except in this week. However, during some of the videos, you will hear me talking about lecture quizzes and the answers to lecture quizzes because I recorded them for other classes where I gave lecture quizzes. I decided not to require you guys to do lecture quizzes, so they're not required for this class, and you can just ignore my mention of them. The next requirement is Inquisitive. These are online assignments. You can complete them open book, and actually I encourage you to complete them with your book. If you purchase a digital copy of the book, actually I think even if you don't, you can open up the textbook and in Inquisitive to the page that they are asking the question about, and it will, if you read that page, you'll find the answer. You can work at your own pace. 1,000 points are required each week. That sounds like a lot, but it shouldn't take you more than about a half an hour each week. And these assignments are due on Sundays. And like I said, you can register for Inquisitive in Canvas, and the instructions are found in the announcement for week 1. If you have questions about Inquisitive, or you find yourself not doing as well as you would like to be doing, or it's taking you longer than a half hour or 45 minutes, say, to do the assignments, please get in touch with me and I can give you some tips on how to make it go a little more smoothly. The third requirement in this course are we have weekly assignments, and these weekly assignments are either discussion boards or response journals. There are 10 response journals in over the course of the 16 weeks of this class, and there are 5 discussion boards, so there's only one of them each week. Response journals are short written assignments where you'll just write 1 to 2 paragraphs. You can upload them from, using a Word or PDF document, or you can type them right into the text box that's provided. They are entirely private. They're not like discussion boards. The only people that can see them are you or me. And so, you can be assured that none of your classmates will read what you've written. 2 of the journals are not really journals. 2 of them are short research projects, and one of the journals is a film worksheet associated with the documentary that we're going to watch later, about 2/3 of the way into the course. Please follow the instructions carefully. These are very simple assignments. They take a little time and they take a little thought, but if you follow the instructions, you will do fine. These are worth 10 points each towards your final grade. The other weekly assignments are discussion boards. These are a very important component in the course because this is where you will be interacting with your classmates and with me on a regular basis. There are 5 discussion boards, as I mentioned, and the first of them is next week, in week 2. So that will be your second assignment. So I'm about to give you the answer to quiz question 2. The due dates in Canvas, we have 2 due dates for discussion boards, and I will deduct points if you're late on either of these due dates. The first due date is what I call part 1, where you respond to the prompt given. This due date is on Thursdays at 11:59 p.m. Part 2 is where you respond to your classmates' posts, and I give you instructions in each assignment for how to do that. Part 2 is due on Saturdays at 11:59 p.m. Canvas only alerts you to the Saturday due date, however, and so you must keep track of the Thursday due date yourself. And so the answer to your quiz question is, which due date must you keep track of yourself? And the answer is part 1 on Thursdays. I'm running out of time. I only have 15 minutes for each video, so I'm going to stop this one now, and I will continue my discussion on discussion groups in the next video.